Yeah, buddy. It's your boy Chicago's very own James J. Hustle Hawthorne reporting to you live from GNN. That's Ghetto News Network. Right there, people, right there. Ghetto News Network. Today, I want to talk to y'all about quite a few things, but mostly the Venezuelans, the illegal immigrants that are here in our country, that are here in our neighborhoods. I'm going to say some things that's going to piss a lot of people off, but I'm going to say some things that's going to make sense to a lot of people. Y'all never hear me use the race card. You never, ever hear me use the race card. I hate it because a lot of people use it when it's unnecessary. But in this case, I'm going to tell the truth. I'm using the race card because it is true. Venezuelans are here to replace us, mainly black people. Venezuelans are being led into our country by Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. They refuse to close the border. They continuously letting them in. And now they are in every city throughout the United States of America. And people say, well, we got to blame the governor of Texas for that. No, I don't blame the governor of Texas for that. I blame the president and the vice president of the United States and the rest of the representatives that they have who have placed these things into law that allowed these people to come here unvetted. I don't blame the governor of Texas for the simple fact, if I'm the governor of Texas and I have millions and millions of people crossing our borders illegally and it's allowed by our own president, and they are all in all of these towns in Texas, and I have the resources to take these buses and put these people on and send them to all of these democratic cities of the people who said they should be here, guess what? I'm going to send their ass to each and every one of these cities. So it's not the governor of Texas' fault. It's the president and the vice president's fault for allowing these people to be here. Now let's talk about what's going on in Chicago real quick. Right now, this is day number 3 of the Democratic National Convention. Day number 1 was mediocre. Day number 2, things kind of got out of control when the sun was going down. We had a few arrests, but you know they right back out on the streets because that's what the Democrats do. They let these assholes right back out on the streets. Today is the 3rd day, and I really believe it's going to be something massive. I'm going to just say that. I have to watch what I say when I'm on this internet. But the crime in Chicago was already out of control. We already had to deal with these low-life, hood-rat, ignorant, worthless fucking pieces of shit that's out here senselessly shooting and carjacking and killing women and children with no fucking remorse. We already had to deal with that shit, so crime was already out of control. Now that they've let these illegal immigrants into our city because we are a sanctuary city, so since Brandon Johnson, and it didn't start with him, it started with Lori Lightfoot. But Brandon Johnson really pushed this shit. He ran on this shit as mayor. He became mayor and he did exactly what he said he was going to do. He was going to take care of them illegal immigrants, which people call migrants. And that's exactly what he's doing. That's his first priority. He doesn't give a fuck about us. And when it comes to that, it's not about black people. It's not about white people. It's about, if you are the mayor of Chicago, you are supposed to look out and have the best interest for the people of the city of Chicago. Meaning everybody that's a citizen of Chicago. Why is it that these illegal immigrants are getting special treatment? And it's not even all the illegal immigrants that are getting special treatment. It's mainly the Venezuelans. Because when we say illegal immigrants, people think they just coming from Mexico. They not. They just coming through Mexico because the border is wide open. They from everywhere. They from Africa. They from Asia. They from fucking India. They from China. They from Korea. They from everywhere, people. They are from everywhere, but we definitely have a problem with these Venezuelans. Like I said, we already have to deal with the bullshit that's going on within all of our cities, with the crime that's out of control, with all of these people getting killed and shot for no reason because these teenagers are running around reckless. But now that these Venezuelans are here, a lot of people don't understand that a lot of these guys, they were let out of these prisons that were over there in Venezuela. See, the crime rate is down by 75-85% in some of these places because they let the worst of the worst out of their prisons, their insane asylums and everything. And they told them, get the fuck out of the country, go to America because they're allowing you in. If you ever come back and you caught, you will be executed. So what you think they gonna do? You think they gonna sit and rot in prison, or they gonna take the opportunity to come to America? So that's exactly what they did. But now that they are here, they are taking over. Even out there in Colorado, like, people aren't even talking about that. The mainstream media isn't talking about it. How these Venezuelan gangs, and I don't want to say the gang name because I might get it wrong, it's Trecarago or whatever the fuck, Achata, whatever. You know what the fuck I'm saying. They kicked hundreds and hundreds of black people out of apartment complexes out there in Colorado. And they put these illegal immigrants in there. Now they saying that it's too dangerous for people to occupy, so they putting everybody out, which pretty much means they put all of the black people out. And it was a few white people there. They put all of the white people out. But they allowed the illegal immigrants to stay. And then they invested hundreds of thousands to quickly renovate it within a few weeks. But they didn't allow any black or white people to come back to that low-income complex. They just put more Venezuelan gang members in there. So now they've taken over. But the police, even the same thing here in Chicago, they can't do anything because they said it's a civil issue. And then these people that own these properties are being paid by the government 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times what they would get from a regular person. So what do you think they're going to do? They being greedy and they taking the money. But these illegal immigrants, mostly these Venezuelan gangs, they are taking over. So here in Chicago, you all know I used to be out there on the streets covering this different stuff. Me and a few more people from Chicago, we were out there showing you what was actually going on the streets, because the news will sit there and lie to y'all and tell y'all that everything is okay. We haven't had any shootings this weekend. Bullshit. Me and a few other people, we were actually out there showing you what's going on. Now, it's a lot of stuff going on now. Even today, I've been listening to the scanner. It's been so many shootings going on, but it's no longer black on black. It's no longer brown on brown. It's no longer black on brown. It's Venezuelans versus black and brown here from Chicago and every other city. When they come into the United States, they're not being searched. They're not being vetted. So they've been coming in with big duffel bags and just put on buses and said, where you want to go? And they send them there. You know what they have in those duffel bags? They have military style weaponry. I'm talking about automatic machine guns. They have all type of fentanyl and different shit like that. So these Venezuelans are here taking over. It's been quite a few shootings that the news haven't talked about, where it's the Venezuelans coming shooting up blocks and shit because the typical black or Mexican gang members that's out there in the areas, the Venezuelans are in tour with them trying to push them out because they want the territory. They already taken over the housing. And it don't make no fucking sense, man. You know, they come here and the government, they giving them $9,000 a month. They giving them food stamps. They giving them cars and scooters and all type of shit. How is it that a person that's not even from America can come to America and get everything free, get the resources, the money, the housing, you know, the medical, the mental health, everything? They can get all of that, but the people from America can't even get it. Our government has failed us. So if you gonna sit there and vote for Kamala because she's so-called black or her skin can pass as black, then you fucking stupid. A black person will fuck you over just like a white person will. So when you all say that you hate Trump, you all hate him because, well, his policies, I don't like him. He's mean. He's racist. But not one person has showed any type of proof where he's racist. At this point, I don't give a fuck if he is racist because he's trying to close the border. Things were way more secure under Trump. People, especially black people, need to get out y'all fucking emotions and stop feeling as though you have to keep voting Democrat. Come on over to the fucking conservative side. You can be a Republican. If you say that the Democrats haven't done anything for you, then what's so hard about you letting the Republicans come in and try something? If you say, well, they both the same, they ain't gonna do nothing for us, stop worrying about what they can do for the black community. And start worrying about what they can do for America, what they can do for you as a whole as an American citizen. Because when you place yourself in one category as a black person, you're excluding everybody else. We are Americans. You need to start asking what they can do for Americans. But I'm going to tell y'all, open your fucking eyes. These Venezuelan gangs, they are taking over. They not just in the city anymore. They out in the suburbs. They having people rent them Airbnbs. And when they get in the Airbnb, they never leave it. They going in these buildings, they kicking black people out. They all throughout our neighborhood. We are at war, people. You better open your fucking eyes. Because if you think this is something, you haven't seen anything yet. Anyway, like I said, this is day 3 of the Democratic National Convention. I will be putting up some things about that later. But it's your boy Chicago's very own James J. Hustle Hawthorne reporting to you live from GNN. That's Ghetto News Network. And it's right there, people.